Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to share with you my planted tank. Now this is my very first planted tank. I have had aquariums in the past, but I've never had live plants in it. So this is all kind of new for me, and I'm very excited to share it with you. I've had my plants here for, I think it was a full week on Saturday, and I think they're doing fairly good so far. What I have decided to plant here in my 10-gallon aquarium is a plant called, and I'm probably going to butcher it, Himanthias. I know them by their layman's term as Dawrf baby tears, and I think they are an absolutely gorgeous plant. They're one of those plants that's going to carpet the bottom of the aquarium once they're fully rooted and take off, and they have this gorgeous effect of when they're really healthy of letting off like bubbles, and I think it's called purling, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So my plan for my tank here is to have it fully carpeted on the bottom here with the Dawrf baby tears, and then I would love to do a Java moss wall here in the back of the tank. So the plants I'm using come from Tropica. My local pet store recently started carrying these, but they also have a website, which is www.tropica.com if you want to check it out. This is the container that they come in. I did buy 2 of these containers, and it's supposed to be 30 centimeters of growth within the first 30 days. So I do intend to do another check-in with my plants once they have been planted for a full 30 days. We'll see how they're doing. But this is kind of what it comes in. I just kept this around to show you guys, and it's got all of the information on the back for the plant there. Yeah, so that's the plants I'm using. I decided to start off with the dry start method, which essentially what I'm creating here in my tank is a greenhouse effect. And I planted all of these without water. They're not submerged in water. Hopefully after the first 30 days they'll be good to go, and I will be able to submerge everything. But these plants are able to grow out of water. They just need to be in a humid, moist condition, and I'll kind of show you everything that I'm doing to try to help them take off and do their best. Now, for a side note for anyone who's been watching my channel for a while, my betta fish did die. He was sickly when I bought him. He wasn't being well taken care of when I bought him, and I'm not surprised. He only lasted, I think, like 3 months or so before he passed away. So sad, but at least he had a good life for as long as I had him. But I'll go ahead and show you exactly what I'm doing here, and we can kind of get in close, and I'll tell you what kind of substrate I'm using and all of that fun stuff. So here's my tank. It's kind of hard to see exactly what is going on in here because there are so many water drops on the tank, but like I mentioned earlier, I'm creating a bit of a greenhouse effect. There is my ceramic log thing. I don't know, my fish really enjoyed it and I like the look of it, so I decided to go ahead and keep it in my tank. And then we've got all of the plants here. This one's definitely taken off and getting bigger. Some of these are really doing quite well. The ones towards the back I feel look the smallest. And then I used white sand for my substrate. I really should have done more research on whether or not this plant does well in gravel or sand. I had a friend recommend the sand to me, and I really liked the way it looked, so that's just what I went with. So we'll see if at the end of all of this, if that was a wise choice or not. And I'm not entirely sure what's causing all of the yellowing in my sand. Not really sure what's going on with that, because this was a brand new bag of sand and it looked really good for the first few days, and then it started getting some yellowing to it. So my suspicion as to what is causing this, I think, are my root tabs, which I picked up at my local Petco, and they're just supposed to help give your plants extra nutrients, you know, from the roots and help them really grow well. And I buried these. I cut them in half, and I buried half of one under each of these plants to try to give them the best start possible. And I'm thinking that the root tabs may be what's causing the discoloration in the sand, though I could be wrong. Another thing that I'm doing is every morning when I turn the lights on. Now my lights, they're not on a timer switch. It's all based on me. So when I go to bed, I turn them off, and when I get up, I turn them on. So I don't know, it may be better if they're on like a routine time or something, but they're not, and that's just kind of how we're rolling with this. But one thing I'm doing every morning is when I turn the lights on, I'm spraying the plants down with some water, and I decided to mix some CO2 booster in with the water to try to give them as much nutrients as they need, which, you know, plants breathe in CO2, we breathe in oxygen, they put out oxygen, etc., etc. So I just mixed in some of that CO2 with some basic water in here, and I spritz them every morning to try and give it the greenhouse effect. And you can also see that I have a little heater in the very back there to try and keep things warm here in the tank. But that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. I definitely think that the plants are getting bigger because I had them cut into much smaller sections. Each little cup suggested cutting the plants, each of these little cups suggested cutting the plants into 8 sections. So I had 16 sections to plant, and I know they were a lot smaller than this when I planted them. So I definitely think they're growing. I'm definitely seeing a difference. And I'm just excited to see what they look like when they take off. They should cover the entire bottom of my tank here. So that's what my tank is currently looking like. If you have any suggestions down below for helping my plants out, if you've done this before, feel free to leave comments down below. Otherwise, I'll give you guys an update in the next 30 days and we'll see how big they've gotten and if they're working on covering the bottom of my tank or not. So hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.